All right, so finally getting to the end of this workflow with the GA4 measurement protocol. So I'm using that to send ID information from the CRM back over to GA4. Um, Basically, I've got a filter now that has this thing going on. So traffic type, and then I can go GHL right here. And so if I jump back over to this guy, you can kind of see it. So it's here, user ID. Wonder why I did that. Okay. So then I've got it active traffic type parameter GHL. So I added the parameter um, here. Then we've got a whole thing about how to append. And so that's there, but I already know how to do this part, I think. So I'm going to do it this way. So save action. I've got these spread out over multiple instances. So we've got that one. Path number 2 goes here because there's an if then statement. So let's do this. I'm just doing a real quick check. Email reply. This is for people who have replied to my email, cold email. And I'm able to kind of have this because of that. So I've got some previous videos um, where I explain the process of building out the workflows and using the webhooks and all the things. So if you're interested in that, that's available. But this is where we're at today, a couple days away from May. And this is me rebuilding my business brick by brick. So inbound hook, then we got a conditional tree, depending on what's inside of that hook. And then they go to these different places. So we either need to update their email, their from email. I'm not sure how I'm using that. Update name, create a brand new contact, or we're good to go. And we just tag everything and we're good. So that's what's happening with the replies. Here's some examples, some names here. So you can kind of see this happened today, actually. All these happened today. 1, 2, 3, 4 happened today. And got sent over to measurement protocol. That looks like this. The reason I created that filter is so that I can go here and then add it. So I can go event name and then I can add a filter. Now, what I figured out is that if I have a filter, a custom one, I can actually choose it here. And it can be, it says test data filter name. I don't know why. Let me see something. Hold on. Weird. No, it's not there for some reason. Let's see what this is. What is test data filter name? What is that? What does that mean? Let me find where this originates real quick. 1 second. I think that's important to note in this situation. So I've got this. I've got an active data filter here. I don't have anything called test data filter name. I don't think. And then we got all our linkages there. We got some modes here. Let me check this. Hold on. What's this? Attribution settings. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why I wouldn't do that? Okay, let's just go ahead and save this. They've got some new settings inside of GA4 now that they're about to like officially roll it out and make it so that people have to use it. It's gotten a little more interesting. This is going to be really cool. For this property, once it's available, it'll be turned on. So I will be using modeling at a later date with consent mode because I have consent mode through GTM, which is going to be interesting. So let's see if I can go create a filter somewhere that I previously did not know about, which again is very, very interesting for me because a general test data filter name, what does that really mean, you know? Let's see if it's here. Yeah, so add filter, it's under this filter. How do I manipulate the filters that are there? Let's see. Is this it? Test data filter name. Checkout journey would be really good. I'm gonna use some of these. I'm gonna play with some of those in a little bit. Here we go. All filters. This might be it. Maybe not. Then we got account filters. Hmm. Maybe it's a property filter. Let's see. What is this? Shows what you care most about. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so my general filters are what are fucked right now. So that's where I need to get into the general settings to figure this out. Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting, man. I don't see why it wouldn't be under all filters, but it's not. So okay, nonetheless, I still can use filters in the reporting to try to figure out what's going on here. So if I can go to see where the events are, excuse me. So we got this event situation, and then I need to customize the report, and then we can add a dimension if it allows me to. So we got a couple of things here. I got audience name that could be useful. And then maybe if there's a user ID here, close, getting close. Time, not so much. Campaign ID. I can pass that with a UTM. That might be the cleanest way to do it. Yeah, I can do source medium. Let's do that. And then they want me to keep going. I don't want more parameters, man. Y'all are, I'm running out of things to ask here. And how do I add a column here? Traffic type. Where are my manual filters here? Yeah, test data filter name is oh, that's where that filter comes from. Okay, let's look at it real quick. So if I go to data filters and then I go to test data, it's going to say here, test data filter name. This filter will be evaluated and matching data will be identified with the dimension, which is available in reporting. So I just excluded, I included it. Okay, so yeah, I'm good here, active. The problem is I haven't had a whole lot of data come through today, and so it's not going to show up until that happens. Okay, cool. So this is what's happened over the past 14 days. You can see there's a crap ton of users. So I've been sending cold emails to this account, and I'm able to kind of check and see uh, who that is and also tag them with an ID so that I can now have them inside of the reporting mechanisms of GA4. So from high level to GA4. And the reason that's important, I think, is because um, GA4 has some of the best connectivity to the rest of Google Suite. So any information that I can push to GA4 now makes it eligible for Google Ads, um, Facebook, Reddit, because of GTM, LinkedIn, um, and anywhere else, Google Ads, if I didn't already say that. And then you can also match it against a list. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that. So you buy a list, expensive list, and you wonder, I guess most people do, um, how the list performed, or at least you just track how it performs, on the first traffic source. So an email send out, or you can buy a list and then run ads to it and check how the ads do for that time period. Um, but if you're trying to truly understand customer journey, I'm thinking this is the way. This is the way that I'm going to experiment with, at least, and I'll come up with my own conclusion and share it here. Obviously, that's a big reason why I'm here and why I'm doing all this. But I am pretty excited about it, so we'll see. And for some reason, my screen got stuck on this webhook situation. Yeah, something's going on with this right here. So yeah, there's something going on with my screen. You guys didn't see everything that I just did there. So let me see if I can fix it. All right. Let's see if I can just capture Chrome. Um, yeah, that's not what I want. Let me get rid of this, and then I'll try to add this Mac OS. And I'm just going to create a brand new one. In the application, I just want to capture Google Chrome. So we'll play it like this. I don't know why it says play full screen plus hidden windows and applications. I don't really know what that means, but I'm going to go with it. See what the defaults are. Nah, let me not play with that. All right, so now I got to make this fit. Sorry for the intermission here. All right, so there's that. And then properties, I can come to the front. How do we move this? All right, there we go. All right, so this is what we're doing. Sorry about that intermission. We'll cut it out. All right. So basically, my contact list looks like this. I've got a specific way that I'm pulling information in. So I've got names, I've got their emails, I've got the day, and I've got some tags based on which workflows they go through. So the idea here is to be able to take a list, put it through your organization. Um, I've got lists obviously for sale. I enrich them, all that good stuff. But you should be able to put it through your organization and see how people react to different methods of reaching them. So different traffic sources. So if you want to send an email, you want to send a text message, you want to call them. If you want to send them an ad, you should be able to, now that they're in GHL, you should be able to follow that entire customer journey. And as those paths become clearer and clearer, obviously you'll be able to use things like explorations in GA4 in order to shore up any concerns you have there. But the cool thing about it is you ultimately, this is where I was doing all the test filter data stuff. You ultimately have on your hands a full look at customer journey analytics. And so now you turn yourself into a person who can use, predictably, use data. And so now you're really actually data-driven marketing, right? Um, what I've noticed with a lot of the tools from Google Ads, we can look at Google Ads right now, actually. And so I haven't ever ran anything on this campaign. Um, but I've got a couple of lists that are starting to propagate and I want to get more. So I've got a whole bunch of leads that oh, they want me to log back in. 1 second. And then it says something about my verification deadline. Okay, I don't care about that right now. I'll deal with this later. Design goes away soon. Take some time to know that. Okay, let's just go to the new design. I really haven't even touched this thing, but we're about to get with it. So where I care about is this section called tools. Assign keywords to add groups automatically. When to use each card. Interesting. Okay. I have no idea what's going on with Keyword Planner or any of this. Anyways, data manager is probably where I need to be, and audience manager if I can find it. So, okay. How do I move this out the way? Yo, this is mad clunky. I don't like this, y'all. Okay, here we go. So I can add tags to GA4. I can add different products here. So we got data warehousing solutions. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And I've obviously got Zapier and GA4 linked here. You can see that I've got 4 linked. I don't know how that happened, but I got a couple of different ones. Okay, that makes sense. And so, let's see if I can find audience. Audiences, this is where we're at. So I've got a couple of different audiences that I've used at least or created. Holy crap, how do we get to it though? We got assets as well. I wonder when I created these. Hmm. All right, y'all hold on while I dig around a bit here. Let's go all time. So lots and lots of pop-ups related to UA versus GA4. Similar segments removed. I don't know what that means or why they would do that, but okay. So we got some quick demographics going up. This is a campaign I ran, I want to say 2 years ago. It was me experimenting with data for the first time. Yeah, I'm not really sure if they're gonna show me what I want, but it's all good. Okay, so we got some preferences, we got some other stuff going on here. This is pretty confusing, which is good actually, and I'm glad I'm showing you guys this because I mean, if I'm being honest, that's part of why I'm actually here. That's the same reason that I actually have um, a job to do. Is there is a ton of confusion and strange stuff going on here. Um, what's the Google Ads API? When did that start? What is this? All right, well, let's take a look at it. This is my first time hearing about this. Hash customer data, first party data can't be provided after the conversion event. Unlike other enhanced conversion options like tagging that require you to send first party data at the time of the conversion, makes sense. You can use the API to send hashed first party data up to 24 hours after the conversion event. This also enables you to locate first party data from other sources such as customer databases or CRM systems. Amazing. This is insane. I don't know when did this first come out. Let me do this real quick. Launch date. Let's just click on this. And I can always just click on this and go over to YouTube when they, okay, this is old. Maybe they just started promoting it in the in the tool. This dude said no. That's funny. Interesting. I like both of these two. Annabelle's hanging out watching TikToks. All right. Let me hop back over to Google Ads. This is kind of cool. And so one thing that I'm also doing, I don't know if it's going to pick it up. Well, I know it's not, but so you see this entire section, I can take this and drop it into Claude, um, which is one of those large language models that's worth playing around with. So for me, I can go here, also add this to the knowledge base. So this is kind of cool that they have this feature and then it pasted. Okay, so there's that. And let me give it some context. Google Ads API makes it possible to gather conversion data and map it to user ID, which is crucial for customer journey mapping and a huge leap forward once third party cookies fully deprecate. Deprecate? Like that, maybe? I don't know how to spell, man. My spelling has went downhill over the past couple years, I'd say, for sure. It's weird. Okay, there's that. Um, thank you for providing this, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read. To set it up, you have to have conversion tracking in place, obviously. Ensure first party data is available, review customer data policies, of course, enable enhanced conversions, and you use the Google Ads API. Set up a server, and then you have to format the data. So I'm going to be able to hash it with a SHA-256 um, uh, method, I guess is the terminology. And then we'll be able to send that. So transaction IDs are going to be pretty important as well. Um, yep. And that's kind of a transaction ID is an event ID, I would imagine. I think they're pretty much interchangeable. Maybe they're just using transaction ID as a placeholder here. Um, but transaction ID insinuates that there's a purchase happening. So I don't really know how we want to play this, but I'll figure it out. Um, and then they talk about the duplication a couple of times. Powerful toolkit for connecting user behavior across sessions, devices, and platforms. Yep. So that's the whole idea is this last sentence. The combination of user ID and Google Analytics and enhanced conversions via the Google Ads API provides a powerful toolkit for connecting user behavior across sessions, devices, and platforms. What else you want? So essentially, this should be able to future-proof a tracking setup. So you see devices like what is it, the Apple Vision Pro. You see other things like the Meta Ray-Bans. You see other devices, tablets, wherever you're at, maybe even your smartwatch at some point in the future. But this should be able to track that user and how they're interacting with your brand, specifically your brand, um, which shouldn't be an issue at this point, right? Interacting on Facebook won't be made available to the brand owner necessarily. There's ways around that, and sometimes we can get some events over. But the real important piece here is I will be able to outpace my entire industry, my competitors, if my tracking setup is superior to theirs. Period, point blank, end of story. There's just no other way to put it. And the cool thing about it, and I keep calling this the hidden advantage, is you're not going to be able to tell most users. I will, but um, those who don't have someone designated or don't have someone on their team that is um, of the understanding that they can figure out what's going on inside of their competitors' tracking as well, but they'll just have to leave it to chance. Hope that theirs is better. Hope that they have a better product. Hope that they have a better business. Um, but this advantage that can be had through data is insane. So it's really a no-brainer, but my job is to convince a lot of others that that's the case. So this is cool. And then I want to view instructions. Let's see. Using the API enables you to locate first-party data from a variety of sources. Oof, major. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is crazy. So they're talking about conversion adjustments now. The process of sending enhanced conversion data is similar to other conversion adjustments with some key differences. Learn how to implement what's a conversion adjustment? Let's see. About conversion adjustments. Let me add this to Claude, obviously. I just never know which one's going to be pasted versus not, which is pretty confusing when using Claude, but oh well. All right, let's just read real quick. Customer typical conversion path ends after they convert, but this isn't always the case. Customers return retail purchases. They cancel reservations or perform actions that increase their value to your business. That's a weird sentence. To account for these changes in conversion value, you can adjust the value of a conversion after it's reported in Google Ads. Okay. So it's kind of like an offline conversion setup, is what it sounds like. When to use the adjustments. They can be useful if retract conversions that should no longer be counted. That's cool. Reduce, restate the value of the conversions when you receive partial returns for an order. Okay. Change the value of conversions based on customer lifetime value. Oof. Yeah. Restate. You can adjust them in two ways. You can either restate or retract. Allows you to change the conversion value, but not the count. Okay. That's powerful. So imagine a situation where you find out that everybody who comes to your site and buys sunglasses later returns and buys sunscreen, towels, swimsuit, and a pass to the pool. I don't know. Horrible, lame example, but in that situation, you could over time, once you see that pattern, say, okay, instead of this sunglass conversion being worth $10, low key, sound like the kids, the youth, low key, it's worth $10 instead of, um, or I said $10 instead of $10, it's worth 100, whatever, right? So it holds more weight. It's more of a sign of, hey, we want to go get more people who buy this thing because they usually end up buying this other thing. So you can kind of train the targeting to seek those people out by adjusting not the actual targeting, but the value of the action that you want to happen in your campaign. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's read some more. Conversion adjustments. What is other conversion adjustments? Come on, man. Then they got the code. Yeah, that's nuts. So for me, in my case, I can say the people who book a certain Calendly event call are usually worth a certain amount, right? Or I can say um, the people who take a certain lead magnet are worth a certain amount versus the ones who don't or whatever. So there's a lot to play around with there, and that could be very interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna save this, and then we're gonna go back here, and I'm gonna say set up a direct API integration. Okay, I just need to view the instructions, and they should tell me, right? So then Google Ads API is gonna come from Google Tag Manager. Okay, yeah, let's just let's fuck around with it a little bit here, huh? All right. So for me, definitely trying to pull in some conversions from Google Analytics that I've already set up, something like this. And then I like some of these and I don't like others. So you can see the property name, so I can have multiple properties coming into my same account, which is pretty dope. Um, so I'm gonna go definitely people who reply, because that's interesting. And then let's go people who join group, and I'll even go user added. So let's try these three. See what we got here. Okay. Conversions, drop down, session settings. Okay. So I need conversions, settings. Also something about conversion for web. Enhanced conversion for web. Why does it say it like that? All right, I already did this. Already did that. Let's see this. What's the ASP file? What the fuck, man? There's so much going on here. Yeah, they're about to have so many people super confused. I'm here for it though, but yeah, this is a lot. There's a lot going on here. So I can only add the transaction ID through Tag Manager is what I'm starting to think. Let me read this. Added a conversion tracking tag to capture unique transaction ID. Okay. Are they going to be looking for a parameter called transaction ID is what I'm wondering about. It looks like it. Yeah, they actually want this event called conversion needs to have a transaction ID. Okay. Yeah, so I got to do something else. Okay, so I need to add this as a variable, is what I'm reading. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So transaction ID as a variable looks like this. Jump over the tag manager. For some reason, I keep getting the same email, and that's really pissing me off, but it's okay. I'm gonna just log in. Lots of containers, man. I do this. I do this. I really do this. Okay, so transaction ID needs to look like this. So I need to have an add conversion tracking user provided data event. I like that even better. I wonder if they're gonna let me do this. I don't know if they're gonna let me do it or not, but we're gonna try. And then I gotta fix that part. I can fix that in a little bit. True GLC. Transaction ID. Yeah, it's very nuanced. Very nuanced. Interesting. Do this like this, and then we're gonna add this here, and we'll go transaction ID. I need to jump over to variable land, create a variable real quick. Um, but I don't want to lose my place. Only in tag manager, man. All right, so I can jump over here this, and then I can go, let's go create a variable called transaction ID. Can use a unique event ID, I guess. Oh, they said use a different variable name. Okay, let's just. It doesn't look like it wants to take. Um, yeah, let's just do it like this. I'm gonna play with it and get it figured out before I send it up. Did you just send me something, babe? Mm. So I usually use a lookup table for this. So I'll just go ahead and build that. At least I can look like I know what I'm doing for once. Let's do this. Yeah, that's what that's going to be basically. Bro, there's just so much. There's just so much that you have to get moving directly in the right direction here. Um, but for me, it's going to be worth it for sure. So if I click on this, I don't even know if this has a conversion uh, label and ID. I don't think we can do that here. Yeah, so it's not going to really. The only conversion IDs that I really will have are yeah, there's no conversion ID here. So how do I Oof. All right. How do I get a conversion inside of Google Ads without using a conversion ID or label? So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's a data variable. So that'll be here and we'll go transaction. What is it? conversion value. It's gonna look like that. I'm gonna put a underscore like that. So then we're gonna do DV. What? This shit don't want to work. Why? I hate it when that happens. All right, conversion value again, and then we'll do conversion label. And we'll just build both of these real quick. Come on, bro. Why? Why? Data is stale, is what it says. And then this is the lookup table. I don't really need that right now. Let's go here. Sorry, this is a little messy, but it's good to see my process. Here we go. I remember when I was first making content, I used to live stream and just kind of sabotage myself almost and got used to looking stupid or like I didn't quite know um, how to do the thing that I chose, which is insane. But over time, it's gotten better and better. Let's see. I want to try one more thing. So inside of the tag itself, that I was just working on, it's going to be called, where's it at? Did I not save it? So here's this. Here's this. Okay. And then conversion value goes here. And then I'm going to go, I can go make a copy of this for conversion label. So let's just do that real quick. So I can just do it like this. Let's say. It's funny because there's like an old saying, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. And it's really, really true in this industry. Um, I'm doing all this for someone else, but I don't even have my own version of it set up. So instead, decided to go this direction where I'm showing you exactly how and why these things work through my own example. And it's been fun. I just really started on this side of the journey, but I've already figured out how to get cold email first, scrape lists. So scrape a list properly and understand what you're getting and why, and then turning that into something that can be emailed effectively, cold email. Then, as people trickle in and show interest, how to get them into your actual CRM, and now how to get it out of your CRM and into Google Analytics 4 and Google Ads and Google Tag Manager, where you can really start to make sense of the madness and how people are moving through your business. So it makes sense. It works. Um, Currency code I don't care about. Not 100% sure on this. It's restricted data processing. So yeah, I think we're gonna skip it on this one. Hmm, interesting. So this tag, this particular event, depending on what I want it to be, can also affect what I want to do here with lifetime value or new customer. That's dope. Yeah, really, really powerful stuff. I'm just gonna go auto for now, and then conversion linking and some other shit here. This is cool. This is fine. Um, Now what I'm wondering, manipulating parameter values here. Would I just do that through here? Advanced setting. We can do this, or we can do some other things. I'll play around with consent later. I do need to like run that and get that all put together. And then we can go meta. So what I could do here is we can go user ID. We're calling it, I think I'm calling it user ID inside of, let me check. Inside of make is where I'm sending it from. Actually, I can look at high level and get the same answer. So if I jump over to my automation here, go into smart lead. I'm using the smart lead, by the way, if you're wondering. And then I can just click on this and see what's happening. So you can see from when it comes in as a raw um, contact to when the contact is created based on this and then updated, sent to Google Analytics, some of the stuff. So we're sending it here. We got the name, email. That's no information being sent, just the and we're processing here. I think I've already went past my limit on API calls, unfortunately. So said access denied. Then we have some stuff over here, and it says almost out of operations. Okay, no worries. 347, we had an operation go through. Let's see what these details are. We also have this guy, 7 on text parsing. Let's really see it. Okay. This JV, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Is this the guy? I can see it if I go back to this. I can see who it is. So let's go replied. It's this guy, JV, blah, 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 blah. So he's the guy who just got hit with this. So his information is captured and being sent over to GA4. Let's go back to make. And this is how I hit. Okay, cool. So it did work. And so my event is called email reply. The parameters are user ID. So user ID is what I want to put into Google Ads. And I can do that, oops, here through Google Tag. Sorry. So we can do it like this. And then I can say, yeah, I just don't like the fact that they're not going to visibly let me use a variable here, which is kind of odd, but whatever. I'll come back for it. Um, yeah, so I think this is the game here, and I'll just save this tag real quick. It's called, let's call it email reply. What would I really care the most about is if someone replies and requests a video. If they do that, then it's not an email reply event that I'm really tracking there. I'm replying and I am tracking. Yeah, I can go deeper down that and say, okay, a reply and then a favorable reply or a request for video, request for audit, that type of thing. Um, so we can go request for video, and I'll just do it like this right now. Um, it's not the cleanest way to do this, but we'll get to where we're going. As long as it works is what I care the most about, to be honest. So my variable is this name. So now I got to go back to my tag. Let's edit this guy. And now in here, is this it? So lifetime value. Hmm. So this is assuming they've already gotten through and have a value there. That could be really interesting. Maybe I'll modify it as, you know, things go forward a certain way. Okay, so I'm going to create a custom event called Smart Lead. No, we're going to go and then say is not empty. I don't know how to put, are they not going to let me use variables here? That's pretty annoying. See if they let me do it. See, smart lead. Yeah, they'll let me. So anything that has a user ID will fire. Um, Anything that says email. So I can have email open. Let's try this. It's getting a little messy. I'm sorry, but whatever. Email open, email reply, join group. These matter to me too. So let's go join group. So I can just put uh regex. I can go like this and just put join group like that. So these should give me okay. So now I can track this inside of Google Ads essentially. So what I got to do is go over and create a conversion like this. So I've already imported them. I don't need phone calls. I don't really need website, but whatever. They're going to make me do this. And then I'm going to create a custom event. And it's really like a get lead. Mm, let's just say sign up. And we'll call it smart lead. And we'll use the value from GA4. I don't want to create a GA4 event though. How do I remove it from there? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I just don't want it actually created inside of. There we go. It's all these little things, right? So right now we're just kind of running through it. Obviously, I'm pretty slow here. Um, Maybe contact is even better. We can call it smart lead. And what's going to be interesting is a lot of people are going to have opportunities to mess their account up and slow down what they're doing because it's going to be difficult to do this, as you can see. And I'm familiar with this tool. So if I jump over to here, I can activate measurement with Google Tag. That's cute. And I'll probably do that most of the time. But my conversion ID is here. my conversion ID. Where's it at? I did DV, right? DV conversion ID. I thought I did at least. Version. Where's the shit at, man? Oh, it wasn't created here yet. Let me do this real quick. Lookup table. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to of course this shit don't want to work now. Word to the wise, don't do what I just did and build on two separate um tabs in the same workspace. You'll just mix things up. And definitely use a separate workspace than the one that's live currently. Okay, so this one I should have my conversion ID. I do. So they're here. If that's my input, my output needs to be this. I think that's right. That seems, if that's the input, then that's the output. Yeah. So when that fires, that'll be the input. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna run I'll run a call in a bit here, and then we'll get it that way. Um, yeah, okay. So then my conversion label is this guy, and then I have to do the conversion linker tag. Is what they want me to do, which is fine. Lookup table for conversion ID. Okay, this is acting weird now. Lookup table. Do it one more time. Okay, so now this is label. And then I need to go find another one and just copy this and put that other number in. So now the copy is going to be conversion ID. And then this is the conversion ID. You made it this far into the program, congratulations. And then conversion linker. I'll just go build this real quick. This doesn't need to be a variable, it needs to be a tag. So this conversion linker. This is just cross domain tracking type of thing. I think I'm using fixhiros.com. Let me check real quick. Yep. So I got a couple. There's that. There's this. I don't know what decorate forms means. By default, this tag sets add click information and first party cookies. That's awesome. And then I can override these. So I can name all the names, the domains, the paths. That's sick. I just need to learn how to use that to its extent. To you know, why would I want to use it? Type of thing. Okay. So this is an event. I think what I want to do here is have it so that I trigger an event. I wonder how trigger groups work. I haven't really played with that, but I want to trigger one for email, and I want to trigger one for join, and then we're gonna go there. All custom events that have that in the event name. Smart lead events catch all, which is what this is, and then I'll see which one actually fires. We'll play with that in a bit. And now let's preview it. Yep. So I got to do this. My first name variable is like this. And I got a last name variable. And I got a street variable. And so on. Really excited to use this stuff and, you know, just open it up to something new for me. I usually don't go this hard, but I'm kind of being nudged to show the exact thoroughness needed for this stuff, you know? Data variable, country. And I'm not even saying that from a standpoint of me knowing a lot. I really don't feel like I'm um, anywhere near where I want to go with this or where I can go with this. Um, but yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to feel like I'm part of a industry that's about to really take off. And if I'm positioned correctly and I'm doing the right things, I can really make a difference. Oh, yeah, probably should do all these too. My bad. Yeah. So we're in there through a very simple JavaScript situation. Where's my phone? Did I not make one for phone? What the heck, man? Why not? What was I thinking? Yeah, I need to kill this before they'll let me go. Um, so let me make a variable real quick. Like that. Pretty cool. All right, so last one. Here we go. This should do it. And then I'm going to say that this is it. It's still error at line 5. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so I've got my comma is in the wrong spot. That's what they wanted. Please tell me that's it. All right, cool. So, I'm gonna do this, and then I guess it's not really gonna matter where I start the preview, but this is my main website. But check us out, blue highlighted text. And what I really need to do is send over a um, I need to process an event in order to check this out real quick. So let me click on this, click play, run once. It's waiting on the server. It's got all this going on. That one's off. So that's why they're not seeing that. I don't have any new information, so I'm kind of damn. Let's see if I caught anything regardless here. It doesn't look like I did. We have a Calendly listener that's saying event type viewed because I've got a Calendly calendar sitting there. We got page ID. We got some data layer stuff going on here. Yeah, so not a whole lot going on. Okay, well, there's that. We got this. We have some custom unique event ID thing going on. I've got a click URL. I've got a Calendly event for the data layer. I've got a whole bunch of undefined variables, mostly data related ones. Or I'm sorry, data layer variable related. Then we have more here. Event category is login, which doesn't seem right, but I'll deal with that later. History state, we got some other stuff going on here. I've got some cookie fun happening. My unique event ID is here. My state stuff is here. Okay. And then consent not configured. I got to get that fixed because that will definitely come back to bite me. Yeah, so that event happens. I got my client ID. I've got session ID. The thing I don't have that I wish I had here is user ID. Um, I got to think about a way to send that information over so I can test it. We got some event parameters around this, of course, which makes a lot of sense. And then we got a Google Ads conversion. And I don't know why, but let's find out. Let's find out. Hmm, interesting. Okay, let's see. All right, let me to do two things here. One of them is fuck around, the other one's find out. So let me do this real quick. Test for GA for G Ads API. So they're going to send me an email. Then my job is to open that email. All right, I opened it. Mark from Fix Your Tracking just hit me up. All right, so with that, let's see. I can probably see it on Google Analytics in real time. Hmm. So how do I count or catch GA hits? Yeah, that's what I'm interested in is we have this with the session ID and the page title and event parameters. That's really cute, but what is this? Yeah, I'm not really sure what this OneTrust stuff is. That looks really bogus. Okay. So now I got to figure out how to test it. How do I test sending an event? How does this shit work? Okay, let me see. Oh, I just opened it. I gotta reply back. My bad. That's why. Man, why am I so? All right, yeah. There's that. Sit here and watch this thing on the side is what I want to see update. That's what I'm interested in. So now I should be adding. I should have just added myself to the email reply um, automation. So let's go take a look. Yeah, I think so. I think they got me. Oh, they didn't. Oh, I know what I got to do. I don't know why I'm making it hard. So what I've learned you can do here is I can just go to contacts. So where I was just at, go to myself here, and then click on this and add myself to an automation. And I want to be on the reply. Boom. And then test. So they're going to do this. They've done it. Cool. Now my job is to go take a look at the contact. Came from organic search. That's really dope. Man. Okay. Could have at least came through here real time. It didn't. Um, hmm. So I'm not sure how this works with the measurement protocol. I do want to see a version of it that sends those over and see how they look. I got this conversion happening upon configuration. Not really sure what that is. It's an add conversion. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but all right. The one that I care about hasn't been getting hit here, so let's uh let's just keep on looking. So I can go here and then I can go send some information here. Okay, so it worked this time. And if we look at it, we got my client ID, we got my event secret, we got some parameters, reply email, we got my username going on. I'm not sure if I have a contact ID or not. Let's check that real quick. Yeah, there's no ID here. Here it is, actually. I do have an ID. Hmm. That's annoying. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, it didn't pass correctly. Hmm. There's no inbound client request. Yeah, that client ID thing doesn't exist here. Maybe that's what's breaking it. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay. Um, but still, we got a little bit further, so I'll come back with some answers to that. But essentially, I can see how to get it into Make, and I can um, create a test live for that. Now I just got to get the packet to open a certain way. Okay, cool. I'm gonna call it good there, and I will be back. I want to see this start updating, and so that I can clean up the process of showing you guys what I'm doing here. All right, peace.